the thing that's going to change you the most is not age, even though everyone claims it is. But the reason why that is partially true but not the whole truth is because with age comes with experience, and experience is what makes you change, whether you realize it or not. For example, walking, you're able to move yourself on your own. Without walking, you would have to rely on other methods for transportation. For example, how people rely on driving vehicles to get to places quicker, because even though they may be able to walk, it's not as quick as, saying, taking a car or even taking a plane. And even though, say, like a toddler, toddler from like a baby per se, they could crawl so they could get places as well. But when they're able to walk, they're able to move much quicker. And then before that, they could be like scooting themselves around, but even before that, they had to be carried everywhere. They relied on others to get to the places they needed or wanted to go. And with experience, it could be good or bad. A lot could be held with an experience. An experience could hold a lot of information. It could hold a lot of good information, it could hold a lot of bad information, and these don't initially need to balance each other out. They don't, because the quality versus the quantity could cause something to be better or worse. Sometimes you could have a lot of stuff, sure, but the quantity of something else could be much higher, even though it doesn't have as much quantity. And then with experience, not everyone experienced the same thing. Sure, we all learned, most of us learned how to walk. But the way we get there, it's not initially the same method that we all had. And we don't initially remember when we first walked. All we know is that we could, and that means at some point we had to establish to ourselves, no matter how our parents or how someone taught you how to walk, you had to have faith in yourself, even as even as a baby, as a toddler. You had to trust yourself, to let yourself walk, and then to continue to try, even though you fell at times. In fact, sometimes you may even fall while walking now, just because you may trip, the flooring may be uneven under your feet, the grounding, there could be a step and you didn't notice. I remember this one time I was going on a field trip. I didn't know why everyone was jumping over at the same spot until I tripped and scraped both of my knees, and I realized why everyone was jumping over the same area is because the parking lot had those things to stop the car, and the kids were jumping over. I didn't notice because I was like looking up. I wasn't looking at my feet because I trusted my feet, I trusted my body, that I knew how to walk. But I didn't know the whole surrounding, and so therefore I tripped, scraped my knees, and went on with my day. Later, it hurt more, but at the moment, I was like, whatever, you know? So, and that was an experience where ever since then, I think I tend to look down at my feet when I'm going up or down the stairs, or where in an environment where I'm not used to the grounding or how the flooring is initially. But I don't always look at my feet, it's just some moments. And I think part of it is because that experience I had when I was 5, 6, or 7 years old, around that time frame. And sure, that was bad that I got my knees scraped on both of my knees, but there's a good aspect to it. I learned that even though I know how to walk, that doesn't mean the environment I walk in is always gonna be the same. And sometimes we may not realize the good things consciously, but we may do it unconsciously until you take the moment to reflect and to analyze why you do certain things. For example, I didn't look down before I tripped in the parking lot that time. I probably didn't look down while walking. But ever since then, all I can remember is sometimes I will look down when I'm walking just to make sure I'm placing my feet on a surface that won't cause me any harm. And yeah, a lot of the things we currently do now as teens, young adults, and adults in general, the things we do now and probably did for years is because of some experience that happened in our childhood that we may not initially remember. It may require some digging of some sort through your hippocampus and using the transmissions to retrieve the information correctly, if it was even encoded correctly and then stored correctly. And psychology, biology, brain, that just. And so that means we could have been doing these things for a long time, but because we subconsciously learned from an experience that what needs to continue and what needed to be changed, and so therefore we changed automatically, just our subconscious, because our brain was like, hold up, like flashing red or flashing yellow like you would see at a stop sign, at a street light. I heard somebody refer to the street lights as not a stoplight, but a go light. And I find that very interesting. So I'm going to refer to it as a go light. I may refer to it as a stoplight from time to time. But our brain flashes these warning signs to itself, to other parts of the brain, because our brain isn't just one part. It's like so many parts. And it corrects itself. It becomes more cautious, whether you feel it or acknowledge it consciously, subconsciously. This is going on in your brain. That's why our brains are so powerful and amazing. So yeah, that's my message for y'all today. If you did enjoy, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you want me to discuss more about this, please leave a comment below, or if you have another topic idea that you would like me to share, please leave that down below so I could do that, because I can't read your mind. I only know as much as you share down below with me. And if you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye y'all.